It's headlines and fun, true crime tales and a wild rerun. Bits of news to brighten your day in the latest, wackiest, pettiest expressway. Scandals, gators, space coast too. Crimes that baffle and headlights askew. When the world gets dark, we bring the cheer. Newsy nuggets, the good, the grim, the weird is here.
Hey guys, it's Mo from Mo in the Deep End, and probably the story that got me into my true crime, or at least one of the first ones, and possibly one of the most recognized people in both criminal apprehension and, true crime TV, who took the life of Adam Walsh inside the case that inspired a father to host America's Most Wanted. Now, this is a brutal case. This was absolutely horrifying. So buckle in. Uh, it gets bad, y'all. Now, before John Walsh was the host of America's Most Wanted, he was a devastated father desperately searching for answers in the disappearance and subsequent murder of his 6-year-old son. 44 years ago, on July 27th, 1981, Adam Walsh vanished from a department store with his mother nearby. Quote, losing him broke my heart. It almost killed me, John told People in 1996. Believe me, you never get over it. Now, 2 weeks later, horrifyingly, heartbreakingly, Adam's head was found in a drainage ditch. Now, the case, which didn't close until 27 years later, haunted both John and his wife, who harnessed their grief into action. Quote, the pain is a huge wound that scabs over, and certain things set it off. Birthdays, memories, pictures. You're not supposed to bury your own children, John previously told People. They're your legacy. But I never have accomplished the things I have, such as the Missing Children's Act, which brings the FBI immediately into cases involving missing children, if it wasn't for Adam and my love for him. Now, John and Reeve also helped create the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in 1984, as well as the Code Adam program, and spearheaded the Adam Walsh Child Protection and Safety Act, which was signed into law in 2006. It is a terribly horrifying story. It is the saddest thing that I think anyone would walk through, to lose a child. But the things they created out of that pain, and that pain will follow them forever, is amazing, needs to be talked about, and needs to be celebrated. I mean, how many parents have had to use the code Adam because their kid has, crawled somewhere or done something? That's saved so many kids. They don't get out of the store. So I am just amazed at the strength and grace that they've walked through this, with. Now, in 1988, John became the host and face of America's Most Wanted, which ran on Fox for 23 years and had a brief revival on Lifetime television in 2012. Now, I loved this show. This was my favorite show. I was getting into the true crime at a young age. Now, the series was brought back once more in 2021 with Elizabeth Vargas hosting, and in December 2023, John and his son, Callahan Walsh, took over as co-host. The dad is also the host of In Pursuit with John Walsh. Now, here's everything to know about the murder of Adam Walsh and how it inspired his dad, John Walsh, to advocate for missing children and host America's Most Wanted. Again, the amount of work he's done to help try to solve other people's cases while his own son's case was in limbo is inspiring. Now, on July 27th, 1981, Adam, then just 6 years old, went shopping with his mother, Reeve, at a Sears department store in a mall near their Hollywood, Florida home. Now, she left Adam in the toy section with a group of boys playing a video game and went to look for a lamp, per the police report. Now, when she had returned, Adam was nowhere to be found. And that feeling, you guys, that heart-stopping, stomach-dropping, gravity, reversing feeling of your child being gone. I mean, it is something that I know every parent has felt to some extent in a Walmart, in a store. And then to have to live with that for years, I just can't imagine. My heart goes out to both John and his wife, who I can't pronounce her name, or I don't know if I'm doing it correctly, so I just am avoiding it. But my heart goes out to both of them. Now, a store security guard allegedly ordered the group of boys to exit the store and mistakenly thought that Adam was with them, so the Walshes believe that he may have been outside when he was abducted, per missing kids. Now, after an in store search, the police investigation proved fruitless. A mutual friend helped John reach the then Good Morning America host, Dave Hartman. The anchor then showed Adam's photo on air. 2 weeks later, after Adam disappeared, John and his wife flew to New York to appear on the talk show, and then they received horrifying news. Adam's head was discovered in a canal in Vero Beach, Florida, about 120 miles north of the mall where he had first gone missing. I started screaming and I trashed the hotel room. I didn't believe that someone could take the life of this beautiful baby boy. John recalled to people, the most horrible thing was telling Rev. It was unbearable. Now, serial killer Otis Toole, partner of one of the country's most prolific serial killers, Henry Lee Lucas, confessed to taking the life of Adam before later recanting his testimony. Now, according to the Sarasota Herald Tribune, Toole said he abducted Walsh and subsequently started, laying hands on him when he wouldn't stop talking. Despite being insistent that he took Adam's life, Toole later recanted. Now, Toole has reportedly previously confessed and recanted his words about several crimes, including Adam's murder, but both police and Adam's parents consistently believed him to be the killer. In a taped interview with the Texas Rangers, Toole said that Adam was the youngest victim he had ever had. You gross, disgusting swamp donkey. Now, Toole died in prison in 1996 while serving a life sentence for other crimes. Enjoy Satan. In 2008, police closed the investigation and announced that they fully believed that Toole was Adam's, killer, though he was never charged in the case. Who would take a 6-year-old, take their life, and decapitate them? Who? John said at the time. We need to know, and need to know today. The not knowing has been torture, but that journey is over. Now, still, some theories have emerged since. In 2010, a report suggested that witness actually saw serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer with Adam on the day the boy went missing. While all of Dahmer's confirmed slayings took place in or near Milwaukee, at the time of his abduction, Dahmer was living in Miami Beach, a mere 20 miles away from Hollywood, Florida, where Adam was last seen. The Miami Herald reported that Dahmer had denied any involvement in Adam's case. The rest of Adam's remains have never been recovered, according to the New York Times. Now, John told Nightline that in 1988, Toole wrote him and his wife a letter asking for $5,000 in exchange for telling them where the rest of his remains were. The dad also claimed that Hollywood, Florida Police Department didn't take the missing persons case seriously enough when Adam was abducted and mishandled the murder investigation, calling it one nightmare after another. Now, given Toole's confession, the police planned to test his car and blood-stained vehicle carpet, but they could never locate the items in their storage, per NBC News. How the F do you misplace a damn car? Explain that to me, freaking, Florida police. How do you misplace a damn car? Now, when the case was officially closed in 2008, Hollywood Police Chief Chadwick Wagner apologized to John and his wife and acknowledged the pitfalls of the department's investigation. Now, inspired by the terrifying loss of Adam, John and Rev helped create Code Adam, a program to help businesses, parks, and other busy public areas, help their staff locate children who get lost or go missing from their, grounds area. As of 2001, Code Adam was used at least 20,000 times in Walmart, Lowe's, ShopRite, and more. John told New York Times the initiative at the time, there are contingencies for protecting shoppers from fire and tornado. And now with Code Adam, all retailers can fight even a more frightening problem, missing children. So thank you, Mr. Walsh, for all the work that you and your wife did. And I am sorry for your loss immensely. Well, you guys, I thought that this would be appropriate because I did do the first missing child case and this popped up. I will try to find another weird, goofy story, but definitely a story that needs to be told. And as a mom who has had to use Code Adam, thank you very much, but I'm always embarrassed. That being said, I just have social anxiety. I'm glad that it's created and everyone can help find my kids, and bless the retail workers that have helped me find my child. Bye, you guys.